Okay, we're gonna do a little video today on cleaning cast iron. I got a couple pieces over here. So when you get new cast iron, you never know who had it, who cooked in it, what they cooked in it. A lot of people use these for lead to make weights for fishing and so on and so forth. So you definitely don't want to use it if people are using it for lead. Even these rusty ones, they really don't need lye, but you can do electrolysis. We'll do an electrolysis video later. Let's see, we get a really crusty one. So here's a BSR pan. You can see how crusty that is. Now, if this was my grandmother's pan, yeah, I could probably just use it because I know who used it. But since it isn't, I have no clue what's in that thing. So you can turn a pan like that into a pan like this. Then once you season it, it'll be ready to go for cooking. So we'll take a couple of these and we'll put them in a lye bath and we'll talk about lye for a minute. That's that one. Here's a Lodge. Lodge is probably going to be the most common ones you're going to find. If you notice on the Lodge, there's a dot here, a little notch. Notch there, and a notch here. 8 S&K, SK for skillet. The earlier ones before this just have a single notch at the top. This one's BSR. You can easily tell by this ridge right here. Now this one say Made in USA. Anything that pretty much says Made in USA is, you know, post 1960. It's a Griswold. Well, Griswold's obviously Griswold because it says so. The Griswold was bought by Wagner and sold to General Housewares. So when you get the Griswolds that have the little itty bitty one on there, those really aren't Griswolds. What's this one? Wagner. I have no clue what that one is. Wagner. It's a Lodge. It's an early one. See, this is a Lodge too. It has a single notch up top. Has no notch there, no notch there, and see the way the number 7 is? I think this one's a hammered one. Oh yeah, this one's hammered. You can kind of see it right there, hammered. So, let's see what this one is. Another Griswold. That one actually sounds like it's cracked. What do we got over here? Smiley face, plat pan. There's an early waffle iron. It's early just because of the way the hinge is on there. You can definitely see that one. So we'll just clean a couple up and go over Lodge for a second. Or lye. Okay, of course now it's starting to rain a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, lye. Lye is used to make soap. And of course they use it to make drugs with. So it's kind of hard to find the pure lye. And even if you buy soap, you can buy lye, but then the computer knows, and then Google will see you searched it. And Google will tell Big Brother, and then the government will probably come and raid you for thinking you're making drugs. So this is Robic. It's 100% sodium hydroxide, which is lye. You can get this at Tractor Supply. That's basically where I get it from. It's about the only place I can find it anymore. So one thing is 2 pounds. The average recipe, I would say, is 1 pound per 5 gallons, give or take. It will burn you if you get it on you. So I'd suggest rubber gloves, maybe some glasses, and something you don't really care about that you're wearing. Because if you get it on your clothes, it'll eat a hole in your clothes. It'll turn a color. So I buy these Rubbermaid trash cans. I don't know what size this one. I just found out this one's got a hole in it. So Rubbermaid. Don't say how big they are. I think they're 18 or 19 gallon cans. You get the black ones. I take the black ones and then I wrap them with black duct tape. So when you put so much water in them, they'll puff out. So just to try and keep them the same shape, I just wrap duct tape around them. And the warmer it is, the more the lye likes to work. So if you get black trash cans and wrap it with black duct tape, you can use the sun to heat up the can, which will in turn heat up the water inside of it. During the winter, I've used them little submersible fish heaters, but then you're using electricity, and anything that has a heating element with electricity uses a lot of juice. So we've got some pans here. I just picked a couple out. These ones really don't need lye. This is more or less rust. This will come out in an electrolysis tank. I'll do electrolysis video in a little while here. Just busy trying to do other things. So there's a handful of them there. So I've got a little scale here, because this is 2 pounds. I don't know how much is in this one. We'll weigh it out. Let's see what this says, 2 pounds. Yeah, 2 pounds, give or take. So since I have 15 gallons of water in there, I'll do both of them. This should be at least a pound. Close enough, pound. So when you add this, you add the water to the can, or your bucket, whatever you're going to use, and then add this to your water. Don't put this in the tub and then add your water to it, because if it sloshes out and gets you, it'll burn you, eat your clothes, etc. Definitely don't want to get this in your eyes, on your face. Not a good thing. So what I generally do is, you can go to most little hardware, or not hardware, but like pennies, whatever else you got around you, and metal coat hangers. You can go to auto part chains, like mechanic shops. Their uniforms come on these metal hangers. They'll give them to you by the handfuls. I got piles of them. Use them for all kinds of things. So generally, I'll just take a coat hanger, hang it on the hook. So as you can see, I bend a little hook on the end of it, attach it to the end, put a little bit better of a loop in it so that it stays on, because you don't really want to be fishing them out when they have stuff on them, or even when you feel them bottom out. You can lower it down, you'll feel it touch, and then that right there is where you want to bend it. So that way it kind of looks like, well, it won't focus. So it kind of looks like that. You just leave it in there for a couple days, depending on how bad the pan is. Okay, I don't know if you can even see in there. Probably not, there's too much of a shadow. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. If I come to this side. No, well, you can kind of see, you just stack them in there. They just got to be underneath the water level. And you just check the water. You can add water, add lye to it. You just want to keep them underneath the water. As soon as they hit the air, they'll start to rust again. But you can fix that when you go to the electrolysis tank, which will be the next step. And since this is lye, if you have small children, animals, it'd probably be a good idea to stick it somewhere where they won't get in it. Especially small children, it probably wouldn't be a good idea for them to start playing in it, because they won't realize that it's burning them for a couple minutes, and then once they get wet, not a good idea. So keep it up and out of the way, out of children and animals. So after you add the lye, this is 3 pounds of lye and a little over 15 gallons, well, probably a little under, but it starts to eat it pretty much instantly. So I got a little ahead of myself. You pour it in there and then stir it and then put your pans in. Actually, I just had that tobacco stick. Where'd it go? There it is. So just take a stick and stir it up a little bit, preferably without sloshing it on you. So you can buy rubber gloves. You get them little rubber aprons or whatever. You probably get stuff from Home Depot or Lowe's, or I don't know, wherever you get stuff from. But just don't get it on you.